Good morning, and we welcome you back to the second round of FFA Day on KSMO. I have with me another quintet of students, five young people that are part of the Salem FFA and Ag Education Department. Got one male and four females, so the males kind of outnumbered, but that's all right. The ladies are going to take care of the show, and he can just sit back and relax. Right, James?
Absolutely.
First thing I want you to do, I'll ask you to introduce yourself, tell who your parents are, a little bit about your family background. Those mics will rotate, and like we're sitting between two of you, you may want to. It probably would be helpful to rotate it towards yourself when you speak. They're directional mics, and you'll see that most of the time I'll sit here pretty well talking towards this microphone. All right, so we'll start, and I don't care who starts. Girls want to make James go first since he's in the minority? All right.
Well, my name's James Heidhold. I'm the son of Chad and Sarah Heidhold. I'm a ninth grader from Salem R80, and I've been working on my placement SAE, working on a cattle ranch, and I'm loving every day in FFA. I just got back from a big trip up in Columbia for a competition yesterday, and just having fun.
Okay, we'll give you a chance to tell a little more about that competition yesterday. Sailor, I know you're excited about going next, so you might just tilt that down just a little bit forward. There you go.
I'm Sailor Van Wyck, and I'm the daughter of Steph and Marlo Van Wyck, and I like to rodeo and rope a lot, and my SAE is making leather work and jewelry, and I have a lot of fun in FFA.
Very good. Okay.
My name is Hannah Siggety, and I am the daughter of Lynn and Rank Siggety.
Let's get that
my
mic.
SAE
Tilt it down just a little bit,
is-
please, Hannah. You're doing well. Just want to make sure
My
folks can hear you.
SAE is selling plants online and propagating them on eBay.
Okay. We got a variety of SAEs going on here. So, Saray, you're next.
Hello, I'm Saray Goodson, and my parents are Amber and Jimmy Goodson. My SAE consists of making Western keychains and selling them. I also make shirts and other necessities. I have lots of fun in the FFA and all the activities they do.
Okay. Good start.
Cracking me up, sorry. My name is Kylie Parks. I am the daughter of Kyle and Jessica Parks. My SAE consists of babysitting for family and friends, and as well as taking care of our rabbits that we have been breeding.
Okay. Now you have a little bit of an idea, our listeners and our viewers, since we're streamed also on KSMOradio.com, you have a little better idea of who these five young individuals are. Why did you enroll in ag education? Let me start with that question. Why did you enroll in ag education and then get involved in the FFA? And it doesn't matter who goes first. They keep looking. For those of you listening on the radio and not watching on the stream, the girls keep looking over to James to start. So James, I guess you're going to be the leader in this crew.
Well, I mostly got into ag and FFAs because of my dad, and my dad's always showed me his vest and all his medals, so I got into FFA and ag so I could try to show him up.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, I know. Got my work cut out for me.
Yep.
I got into FFA because I like the people who do it, and I like the environment, and it's just fun all around.
Because of the social aspect of with the people that are in ag and FFA. Very good. Okay. Anna?
I joined FFA and Ag just because I come from a big town in Illinois, from a small town, St. Missouri. So I wanted to get involved in agriculture.
Excellent reason. Excellent. Where in Illinois did you?
Granite City, Illinois.
I've heard of it. I don't know if I've ever been there, but big town.
It's about 15 miles from St. Louis.
Yeah. Okay. Big town, big city atmosphere.
Yes.
You bet you. Okay.
I decided to take ag classes because I wanted to learn more about the agricultural, life, I guess, and, learn more about, how the animals, where they come from and like plants and stuff, because that's what ag is, learning about the nature.
Okay.
I wanted to join it because I have always wanted to be a veterinarian, and I figured getting into ag classes young, I could start that, learning about them, and it helped me get into them, get into knowing about the animals and such, and also just the social aspect of it. There's so many great people in it, and you learn so much about it. It's super fun.
All right, cool. Lots of good reasons for getting involved in ag and FFA. What's been your favorite FFA activity? Let's make one of the girls go first this time. Maybe one of them would volunteer. We won't make them go first, but maybe one of them would volunteer to go first. What's been your favorite FFA activity and why?
I think probably the dances, because we have schools, like other schools and their FFA chapters coming, and you just get to meet so many great people and get to learn about them. So I think the dances by far.
Okay, Kylie, good reason. All right. Someone else, your favorite. Saray?
One of my favorite activities that I've been involved in was Food for America. Just going to different schools, teaching the younger children about like all the different types of like food and where it's come from. I think it was just fun, and it was good. It was a good like experience.
All right, excellent. Okay.
Two of my favorite things from FFA have been the beef day that we've done at the beginning of the year, and the petting zoo that we just did yesterday for the 4th graders.
Okay. I guess my hand is coming through over the audio, but so nobody's giving me any signs, so I thought that mic is a little long ways away from you, but you're doing well. All right. Skylar?
My favorite thing was Farm Fest because I got to meet people from all over Missouri and just see many different things, and I got to go shopping.
My apologies. I said Skylar and Sailor, and I apologize for that, messing up your name. All right, James, you got to go last this time. Enjoy it.
Well, my favorite was Food for America too, because I had one of the most. I had corn as my topic to teach kids, and I was like, man, what am I going to start talking about corn? But then I started looking into it more and found a bunch of different things, and then I went into the Salem already, and all the kids' faces lit up because they were so confused when I told them that a ton of their food has corn in it and a bunch of stuff that they drink because of corn syrup, and that's got to be my favorite so far.
Okay. Very good. Presenting programs to younger students. And that was more than one of you had that as your favorite activity. What have you found to be most challenging, most difficult about either ag education, your classwork, or the FFA activities? I know as generally with each group we talk about the fact that basically they are one and the same, but the classwork is where you learn about different agricultural topics, and then the leadership aspect is what FFA provides you. What have you found most difficult? You're pondering
I
that
can
question.
go.
All right, Sailor.
The one thing I find most difficult is that I play all 3 sports, so I kind of find it hard to balance all my life, but I'd rather do FFA things. But, yeah.
And that's a good life skill to be exposed to, because that's what life is about, is balancing different things, making sure you have certain priorities and the right priorities, and then balancing those with other possibilities. Good point. Okay. Most difficult. Somebody else. Nothing's been difficult for the rest of them. All right. No, I'm kidding. And
One of the
Sorry.
things that I found most difficult is putting everything into the record book. Like, it's not hard, but everything, like, every, like, expense and thing, it's kind of hard keeping everything, like, together. Just putting it.
probably, Saray, one of the things that's most difficult is who your teacher was when you started learning those records.
Yeah.
It was me, because that was the first that semester that Mr. Stray and I filled in for the high school ag program when Saray was a freshman. So anyway, that's what made it difficult, was her teacher. All right, Someone else. Kyler, what about you? What's been most difficult?
I'd say definitely record books. Not that it's hard or anything, but definitely like keeping track of your expenses. And then if you forget, you have to kind of look back onto it. And sometimes I don't have the greatest memory, so having to look back on that and then making sure I get it all checked out, making sure it all lines up is probably the hardest thing. But other than that, pretty easy.
Yeah, it's record keeping is a monster if you get behind.
Yes, definitely.
It's a real difficult situation, but it's part of life. You're all going to have to keep some type of records as you go through life. Not so much right now at this stage, but as you get older, it'll definitely be an aspect of your daily life almost. All right, anyone else? A difficult part?
As a junior coming into high school for the first year ever since 8th grade from being online, I found it difficult from FFA, continuing all the record books, keeping my own business alive, and trying to find what I need to do.
Interesting, Hannah. Your what you found most difficult. That's neat. Okay. What about over here? Anything?
Well, I mean, mine's the same as Sailor's over here, just managing time, trying to do as much as I can in FFA, because I gotta figure out how to win more competitions than my father. Gotta figure that out, but
Well, keep working on it. You might get that accomplished. You might.
but just managing the time, trying to do sports, keep good grades, and keep in depth, staying in FFA,
And all that put together makes your years in school go by very fast, too, doesn't it? Usually with a lot of the groups in the past, we talked about the fact that, do you remember when you were in the 8th grade? And everybody, I remember the 8th grade. Well, was that very long ago? No, it really wasn't. It's just flown by. Well, the next years will be flying by as well. All right, I think that got everybody a chance to deal with that. Let's talk about career development events, the contest teams, and even LDEs. And LDEs is the leadership development events. Are any of you involved in some of the contest teams or CDs, LDEs, whichever term you want to use? Nope.
well, yesterday I went up to Columbia, and we went to the zoo, and we went to their research farm. They had 21 cows set out for us, and we had to pick out which cow would feed out the best, so which would bring us the most profit when we come to sell them for butcher. So we went up there and picked out our best looking cows. We figured out what the average weight daily gain is, and then we looked at their body size, see if they can handle how much weight they're going to be putting on, make sure they're not going to be all slumpy and just droopy. And then we're going to have to come back one day, and we're going to have to figure out a marketing, because this is something they're doing new this year, and we're trying to figure out, because this is our first year doing fantasy feedlot, and they're wanting us to market our cows too, to figure out who we're going to sell to, and a bunch of different other things with marketing.
We're going to stay with this topic, but I'm going to ask James to read the list of sponsors, some of the sponsors. This is not the entire list. I need to check with Melba for sure how many we have as sponsors of FFA Day on KSMO. But James is going to share a portion of the sponsors, and at the end of that list, then we'll send it back to, I think, Alan's on the board now, and we'll send it to Alan for about a 90-second break. So, James, if you would share that list with our listeners.
Well, a title sponsor is Roberts and Judson's Lumber Company. We also have Brady Brad Law Office, LLC, Salem Farm Equipment, Southtown Furniture, City of Salem, Stephen Patterson, Attorney at Law, the Bank of Salem, and Village Gallery.
All right, back to Alan on the board.
Agriculture plays a big part in our everyday This is Mike Elliott from Town & Country Insurance. As an independent agent, we shop many different companies, allowing us to find the best value for our clients. Town & Country Insurance has been serving South Central Missouri since 1963. We have offices in Salem, Rolla, Licking, and Mountain Grove, and would welcome an opportunity to show you what we can do for you. Stop by 400 West Scenic Rivers Boulevard, located inside the Town & Country Bank, or you can call our office at 729-6624.
No matter what, every morning, farmers go to work, doing what needs done. The work is unforgiving. The days are long, real long. They nurture, they grow, they harvest. When the day is done, sell the fruits of your labor to your neighbors on Town Street.
Southtown Furniture. Southtown, where the bargains are. We've got everything from furniture to appliances. Quality floor covering. We won't be undersold, you'll see. To you, that is our guarantee. Southtown Furniture, where the bargains are.
Talking about career development events and leadership development events, contest teams, and so we'll kind of wind that topic up before we move on to another one. Are any of you out for any contest teams, working on any right now?
Me and Saray are on the nursery landscaping team.
Okay, Kylie and Saray. Now, what have you done so far with nursery and landscape? Very much? Or?
Not very much. So far, we've made a PowerPoint on different types of trees and like what their blossoms or leaves look like.
Okay, and that was kind of leads me into the next question for you is, what all is involved in nursery and landscape? What have you learned that's involved in it so far? Now, you just pointed out one of those, and that's identification of
Yes,
the
identification. What else, Saray?
You can work together. This is
So we're
teamwork.
on it together.
Basically just like identification, like identifying like the trunks of trees and like the leaves and like flowers. There's way more to it than just trees. There's flowers and like
The
types
smell.
of seeds. There's also like formats of like a nursery landscape. You have to identify like the format, basically.
Now, you'll also, I assume there's a test probably involved that you'll learn about. You're building a pool of knowledge for testing over that particular contest area.
Yes.
Will you also do a landscaping plan? And maybe that's what you were kind of referring to,
Yeah.
Saray, where you have a scenario described to you, and then you make a plan of what plants you'd put where in the best landscaping arrangement. All right, that's an interesting contest area. You'll enjoy it, and it's something that'll benefit you down the road. Nothing else, at least with landscaping your own homes in the future, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. You've already shared your SAEs. Let's talk about your future plans in Ag and FFA. Being primarily a group of younger students, what classes do you plan to take yet? Well, actually, what classes are you in right now? What class? You're not all out of the same class. I know one of you came from Ms. Johnson's classroom and one from Dalton's classroom. So, what class?
So I am in Ag 2, and I'm a sophomore, so you have to take Ag 1 first, and then you take Ag 2.
Okay.
I'm in Ag
Hannah?
2 also, but I'm also in Ag construction.
And lots of times for upperclassmen, the Ag program does allow some flexibility there, like taking Ag 2 and construction at the same time, because you're not going to have as many years to get Ag classes worked in, Hannah, as like these guys that started as freshmen at Ag. All right, what about over here?
I'm in Ag 1, and I plan to take Ag 2 next year and then take more Ag classes my junior and senior year.
Excellent.
I'm in Ag 1 as well, and I'm going to try to fit as many Ag classes as I can if I get the rest of my other credits done, I can try to get as many ag classes as I can in a day.
Yeah. Time your junior and senior year in particular, you should be able to get a lot of them worked into your schedule. What are some of those, you have an idea of some of the classes you plan to take? You thought down the road that far? Have you already done enrollment, or are you about to do it? You've already done it for
Yeah.
next year. Okay, so
Yes.
what are we planning for next year?
I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it's an ag class that it's vet something, but it talks about like the anatomy of the animals, what they need, and all that sorts of stuff.
Possibly vet science.
Yes.
So, right?
So, I plan on taking greenhouse, which is learning about the plants and the environment that plants should be in and stuff.
Okay.
I plan on taking greenhouse, zoology, botany, fire and wildlife, and fish analogy.
Hannah, you think you can get all those worked in your
Oh,
senior
yes,
year?
I can.
Sailor?
I plan on taking Ag 2 next year.
Uh-huh. Okay.
That's how I am as well. I'm going to be taking ag too, so I can work out all my other classes, and so I can try to get all ag classes so I can sit in ag building all day.
I know for first-year students in particular, maybe a little bit even in second-year students, this next question might be a little more difficult for you, but I think you can answer it. I know you can handle it. What are your future plans after? I know we already know from Kylie kind of what her future plan is after high school, because she mentioned she has a goal of being a veterinarian. What do the rest of us have as our future goals after high school? And it may be additional education, in what particular area, and after that. Who wants to address that?
I can.
Anybody? Go ahead, Saray.
So, after high school, I plan on going to school to become an RN, so I can, because RNs, they make some money.
But that's not the number one reason you want to be an RN. The
Yeah,
money's
no.
second nature, or second,
Yeah.
second story. And you might think, folks, well, what in the world, somebody with the goal of being an RN, what business they have being an ag education FFA? Well, I have to tell you a quick story. My wife took a friend to the doctor in Raleigh yesterday, and the nurse practitioner was a former student of mine from back in the 90s. So, and I've had a number of former students get out of high school, go on further education, wind up being either in the medical field or in education, lots of variety. Okay, I talk too much. Future plans, Hannah?
My future plans are two things, is to keep going with my business and to become a heavy machinery operator.
Lynn State Technical
Yes.
College in your plans in the future?
Yep.
It's an excellent educational program there.
Well, I've always been I've liked animals and stuff, and I wanted to be a vet when I was younger, but lately I've been getting into Western fashion and just making things. So I want to go to college for marketing and hopefully one day start my own, have my own business and have a place for it and just get bigger.
Very good, Sailor. Excellent plan.
Well, I have one of two things. I'm either going to go work with my dad in electric, or I'm going to stay and work on the farm that I'm part-time working on right now. And if I go, I'd like to get into either OTC or Lynn, two of the best schools around,
Mm-hmm.
so I can learn my different trades and become just better, develop myself, and
Okay, very good. Let's see. Anything else anyone wants to add? We're about ready to wind down. I don't want to be late getting you back to class for third period, even though I know many of you, the last group they wanted to stay longer. They wanted to take your session, but I wouldn't allow them, and so we'll have to treat you all the same, and I can't let you all take the next session either, even if you would like to skip the next class, which I'm sure none of you do. Anything you'd like to add here as we wind down? No comments at all for other. What about for younger people, 8th graders considering ag and FFA?
I I'll add something.
Kylie will add something on that.
I know that Salem R80, the middle school, they kind of do like electives, I would say, and they get to take like a semester of like, it's not necessarily an ag, well, it is an ag class, but it's like little stuff. Yes, intro to ag. And so I'd say if you're interested in that, you should, I definitely recommend staying with it throughout high school. You'll do so much fun things and meet so many awesome people.
All right, and our folks watching online saw some other heads nodding up and down about getting involved in it and continuing in ag education. Well, I thank these five for spending part of their school day today with us here on FFA Day on KSMO. I'm going to ask James to share that list one more time of some of the sponsors of FFA Day on KSMO, and if he'd do that, and then we'll go back to the station announcer to Alan. Go ahead, James.
Our title sponsor is Robertson Judson's Lumber Company, Brandy Baird Law Offices, LLC, Salem Farm Equipment, Southtown Furniture, City of Salem, Steve Patterson's Attorney at Law, the Bank of Salem, and Village Gallery.
And with that, we thank you folks for tuning in to FFA Day on KSMO. And back to Alan.
Sorry, Dad.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. Because as long as Mr. It wasn't my fault takes the wheel on occasion, maintaining this car is your best option. So keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Dad, where are you going?
Relationships. It's not just being on a first-name basis. It's a partnership built on trust. This is Scott Ball, president of the Bank of Salem. Since 1883, the Bank of Salem has been serving our local community with the kind of personal service and professionalism that builds relationships. We've earned the trust of our customers with over a century of strength and stability, never once changing our name or compromising customer service. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Salem, visit our website, or download our free mobile app. The Bank of Salem, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
I'm Dr. Tiffany Bland with Salem Memorial District Hospital. Recently, there have been many changes within our local clinics and hospitals, and you may find yourself looking for a new provider for your children. At SMDH, we would like to reach out to the community to let you know that we do see patients of all ages. Most of our providers are family practice, which means that we have been trained to see well-child visits as well as sick visits. Salem Memorial District Hospital. Every patient, every encounter, every time.